the sparkle in your eye, forever young. Every moment this is life, take it as it comes. Jump up and reach for the stars, having no regrets, forever and ever, always young, forever young.
This is what we should do. Take one.
Have you been here before?
Never.
Never been to Tomar?
Never.
Oh, I mean, look at it. This is the convent that you can visit tomorrow if you want to. Ben, I think Ben's done a great job.
I haven't seen what's been going on, to be honest with you, so sort of outward scope.
No, that's the convent up there. That's Nosferatu business, isn't it?
Place, no?
Used to be. Not anymore. Not anymore. But don't tell your son that.
They've converted.
Yes. And this is the tuk-tuk, people said.
Are we taking the tuk-tuk? That's a good idea, no?
New vehicle.
Hey.
Okay.
We should, yeah, Pedro driving it.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. Do you know Tomar?
No, I've
Really?
never been in Tomar. Yeah.
Never?
No.
Wow.
I just passed by.
Yeah. Well,
You know, one man
it's
went
okay,
Tomar.
isn't it?
Went Tomar.
Went Tomar.
But you don't sing that in Portuguese infant school, do you? One man went tomorrow, went tomorrow.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why Tomar is very famous.
He'll send you the video. It's my... I first came to Tomar about 6 years ago to the day, and I've just realised I have a Caneca in my hand, and I think it's the influence of Bobby O'Reilly. But I've only ever drunk Imperials in Portugal, and this is my first Caneca ever in Portugal. So yeah, I think it's probably because I am associated with like the English blokes in Portugal having a pint, and so this will be my first one. Cheers. So how's the not drinking going?
Good. I don't drink when I sleep, seriously.
Cheers. Right, let me do some research on the Friday the 13th thing.
Yeah.
Because my romantic view of the Templars is that they were like the Knights of the Round Table, and honourable knights with a religion. No, when do you get the time to study?
King Solomon.
Right, cutting. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, okay. Ruling by the sword.
Exactly. All Christian, well, a lot of religions. Well, Muslim religion, as a lot of people think, it's thousands and thousands of years old. It's only about 850 years old.
Right.
So the Templars and the Crusaders exactly were out to defend the Christian religion, but how they dealt with it, if you didn't work in a Christian, you were dispatched out of the way.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. You know, that part of it.
Yeah.
The Templars you've got in the same.
Yeah. Well, to be straight with you, I wasn't around back then, so I don't know the whole
Not even in a past life. Right.
But from what I gather, it's more and more the same, because obviously your history is written in the hands of the victors,
Yeah.
and they sort of get to tell their own story.
Yes.
So, but I think a lot of people romanticize this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well,
And
fair enough.
there's probably a lot of openness that becomes it. But in saying that as well, you can't judge people from 200 years ago as we are today.
now. Yeah.
It's like what our friend said the other day.
Yes. Jeremy Black.
Exactly. 100 years from now, or even 50 years from now, people thinking that we're all cretins for eating animals.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was a normal thing of the day.
Yeah.
Are you also touring there? Are you making a film
We live
about
here.
that?
We live here. Yeah. We're filming about our love. Whoa! We're filming about.
We should have a drink each.
No, don't drink and drive. And can you tell us a little bit about the Templar history? Why everywhere you go in Tomar, you're seeing the Templar insignia, right?
Yes, of course.
What is the story?
This was the Cartel, the main place of the Templars in Portugal, and then the Order of Christ.
Yes.
Okay, it was something that our king in 1319 he created a new order because it was the persecution of the Vatican to the Templars, and they were protected in Portugal. Our king, yeah. Some of them in France after 1307, a Friday 13. It was yesterday, and it was a Friday 13 also of October.
So we were told it was a myth. It was. We got it fact checked. No, it's not.
It was because of the persecution. Yeah. And also our Templar master that you saw at the main square. Well, he died in he died in 13 of October, but in the end of 12th century in 1195.
Right.
And we celebrate this also. And well, it was something that our king to create a new order, the Order of Christ. Now you see a different cross, more straight.
Yeah.
It just switched the logo and the brand. But in Portugal, it's the circle one. It's a sacred geometry we call with 5 circles.
Yes.
And this is she's quite different from all the other crosses in Europe.
Yeah.
And other places. So.
Because it's not just about being the spiritual warlords. The spiritual part is important as well, isn't it? In Tomar.
It's really important. There is one writer, really famous Italian, Umberto Eco.
Yeah.
And he was in Tomar in the 80s and everything. And he say that Tomar it's the umbilico del mundo. The belly
button of the world.
Yeah, so you can imagine how important.
And from the Mary Matrix is born through this.
Everything because of that persecution of the Vatican to the Templars when our king didn't start the Order of Christ, he moved all the order to the Algarve, to Castro de Marim, and the order was there for 40 years. Then I think everything was forgot, and then the order returns here
to their spiritual home.
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. So
amazing, incredible. Well,
and then 6 centuries to build all of these. So it's
we have
really
no idea,
amazing.
do we?
You know what the price per square meter is?
I don't know, but it's almost the total of the area. It's around 45 hectares. So the same as 45 football fields. Just the garden, it's 39. So the rest of the is heritage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet
Enjoy.
you.
And
Great to meet you.
Thanks very much.
What do Templars drink? What's your poison?
We were rather fond of mead.
I'm not sure if they'll have mead. I'm sure
You have not the mead. You don't have to talk to the mace of cold justice.
I don't want to have to talk to the mate of cold
I'm afraid the sword of truth is dinging in me, so I have to put it on the table.
Yeah, hating
And
it.
you don't want him starting with that.
Do you not think when I put this, I actually do it like an artillery shell?
It's true, sire.
Yeah, what kind of? Yeah. All right, 16 years ago.
16
Coming to
years.
Portugal. What brought you here in the first place?
Pilgrims.
Oh, look at this.
Of comely wench bringing me ale.
Comely wench.
Obrigado.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no pilgrims.
You were pilgrims.
No, we're here to protect pilgrims.
Right.
This is our sole purpose.
I wanted a challenge. Something really different. I set myself this goal many years ago, that when I reached 55, I was going to move somewhere, do something radically different.
Well,
Now,
that was many years ago. You reached 55.
No.
Years ago, when you reached 50.
we're talking nearly 5 years ago now, just to put the story clear. But a long time before that, probably, that 40 years,
Yeah.
you want to do something with your life,
Yeah.
that's decision.
When it gets a bit itchy.
Yeah, that midlife thing.
Speaking.
Yeah, you want to. So yeah, decided to go to Portugal. Logical, because I had family here. But the coast thing was not for me.
Tourists.
It's just not my vibe. It's not different enough for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think in the tourist areas, it's too easy because the English speakers being there.
Yeah.
I wanted to go somewhere it would really force me to.
Well, sort of emerge into the culture. It's different.
Well, it is an important distinction for people thinking about moving to Portugal, whether to be on the coast or inland. And it's, you know, you get the same Portuguese spirit and soul, don't you? But very different climate.
Very different.
So tell us a bit more about that climate. What's it been like this year, for example?
Is this the comedy bit?
No, this is the series.
This is,
I was saying it's not very.
No. We'll come back.
the land is very agricultural. It's mainly olives, vineyards, vegetables, that sort of stuff. But in the summertime, it does get very hot. So fruit, apples,
pears,
yeah.
pears.
It does get very warm. Very warm. If you like heat,
Grapes.
if you like heat, I mean, you actually visited when it was sort of hot,
Yeah.
and you were wilting by the
It
minute.
was noticeably different how hot it is in the interior compared to where there's a sea breeze, you know, where I live.
So you've got to tailor your lifestyle a little bit more thoughtful, and you're not going to run around or play tennis or in that sort of heat.
You're going to be sleeping in the afternoon.
You're going to be having a nice little drink by the pool in the afternoon, taking it easy. You're going to be doing your jobs in the morning,
Yeah.
maybe in the later afternoon, evening time. You adjust.
Yeah.
To a whole different lifestyle. And for me, it's lovely. You know, to have the siesta time, it's wonderful.
Excellent. Now you, Terence, are an artist here in Portugal.
I am. Yes, that's true. Among other things.
Yeah, sure. You're a Renaissance man, as
Well,
you're known.
I also do ventriloquism. He's not very happy.
Tell us about your artists' work.
My
here.
artists. Well, as a message to artists looking for a place to come to develop,
Don't.
especially that's right, isn't it? Yeah, it's great because there's a lot of locations, there's a lot of beauty, there's a lot of architecture. The environment is ever changing.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the mountains, you can on the beaches. Don't laugh, but it's a fair amount like California.
Yeah.
Now I've been in California, you know, quite a few times, and I can see the similarity.
In terms of light quality and
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Except you're not going to get shot.
well, that's it.
Which is encouraging.
Run through with a steel maybe or bash with a mace, but you're not going to.
Yeah.
Just to be a morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, the security is a great feature here. It's a very safe country,
Yeah.
you know. So it's a great place to bring your kids, especially if they're growing up. You know, like your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great age to be a kid here in
Yeah.
Portugal because, you know, it's the family structure's still here. I mean, they've got their own security system, which is basically an old woman looking out of a window and do any informing. You know, yeah, it's the 2 eye or 4 eyes or whatever. And you get to hear about it. I mean, the culture is fabulous because the breadth and depth of culture, you know. And I think also what's lovely is the Portuguese have a sense of nationality.
Yeah.
You know, they are Portuguese first and foremost and
Yeah.
proud.
Yes.
And so they get behind their teams and they support. There's a depth here, you know, there's a cultural and emotional depth which people will find very attractive. And it's compulsive, really, but you don't realise it. The longer you're here, the more it imbues you from all sorts of directions, and it's captivating. So
We've heard this from one of our correspondents in the north. Don't try and change Portugal. Portugal will change you.
Portugal will change
Would you agree with that?
in a gentle way. Yeah, that's quite intelligent thing to say.
Yeah.
So you just got to give it a little bit of time to wash over you and absorb it. I mean, it's great if you come for 2 weeks, but you know what it's like. You're on a 2-week property visit and it's bash, 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 bash. If you can afford the time, come over a few times or longer periods and just get the vibe, get the, the ambiance.
Yeah.
I don't think the French have a word for that.
Or entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You don't have to say the word either, yeah.
And we've got something to sort out, I think. I take some responsibility for renaming.
It's about time you did.
It is. Take responsibility, just generally.
It's time you grew up, isn't it?
There's a particular thing here that I want to talk to you about and apologise for in a way. You're from Al-Viagra, which I renamed Al-Viagra on the spur of the moment. And how has that been? I mean, that's just what some people call it now, isn't it? Al-Viagra.
Only the uninitiated.
Right.
But now it's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh.
You know,
And the Portuguese, I think, like a bit of that kind of
course they do.
naughty humour as well, don't they?
Really, I mean, I've only learned really how naughty the Portuguese humour actually is.
Tell us about that then. What are your experiences of that?
Well, I mean, when you hear the songs that they sing,
And the phallus shaped.
It's like
all about the. Yeah.
and the
baby's
goes on
arm.
and everything. Yeah.
Zay, isn't it, with the arm, and everybody's got one of these statues in,
Yeah.
in their.
And in many ways, that's like going back a few decades, isn't it, to a more innocent, playful approach to sexuality, sex. Is there a doubt?
Fertility.
Fertility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like comedy was 30 years ago, you know.
Benny Hill.
A little bit of Benny Hill. Everybody remembers Benny Hill, and you know the visual comedy works. If you want to get on with Portuguese people, and you're having a problem with the language, use gesture, use the shrug of the shoulders, use the smile, and they understand it. And what you've got to remember is that when you're talking Portuguese, you will try your hardest, and they will forgive you, and then they will speak English back to you. But you have to keep trying Portuguese, so you have these parallel conversations in every day, but you learn more. So, for instance, you go down the fruit market, and I had an instance, the guy the other day, that he was there, and obviously he thought I was new to the country, so he was going, maçã, which are apples, peras, pera, right? And I got a complete lesson in fruit in the first 5 minutes of just walking in.
Yeah.
But I stuck it out, you know, and I didn't really want to say, you know, I know this. Yeah. So you have to just roll with the punches and take time.
Go with the Portuguese flow, as it were.
Go with the flow.
Well, we are dominated, rather, talking to our Brummie friends here. Have you got any questions for him?
Actually, because it all sort of resonates with me exactly this. With regards to sort of when I moved to Portugal, I was trying to move faster than everything else moved here, but I discovered that you have to go at a slower pace because you're not going to get any further. You're just going to get stopped down the road. So again, you just have to immerse yourself into the pace that you're living in, and sort of accept it for what it is. But it is, I have to say, for me, it's been a good thing, in the sense that it slowed me down when I probably needed to slow down. This is my first time in Tomar, and I've been here 11 years, and I've been working in Portugal nearly 25 years.
What do you feel being here, your first time here? How has it affected you?
No, I think it's very nice. I think it actually has a nice feel to it, really. I actually like it, and I like its slowness as well, and its pitch, and it's also not trying to be anything that it's not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
unassuming.
Yeah.
Kind of genuine.
Yeah.
So how does it differ from Lisbon?
Well, from the price wise, the burger, €9 last night, it was absolutely gorgeous. And compared to Lisbon, I know it's a little bit different, but I suppose for me in Lisbon, it has a lot more, you've got everything there.
Yeah.
You have everything there, but also you have the cost of living there.
Yes.
The cost is a lot higher than regardless, even if you're in the exterior or whatever, still it costs a lot more to live in and around the Lisbon area. For me, I suppose it is a lot easier because mainly the people I deal with speak English and so on. And but for me, we were discovering, since we moved to Portugal, we've been discovering Portugal. So we've gone to Chaves, we've gone to Porto, we've gone to all the other places, if you like, that are around, and we're still discovering it. And we're still amazed by how different each area is to each other, if you know what I mean.
What you're saying, it's a kind of multi-level thing that,
Yeah.
you know, you may come to Lisbon, you may even buy in Lisbon, you may come to the Algarve, but then the country grows on you and you want to discover more, and you may go and tour around the country, and then you start to look and say, I wonder what that place would be like to live in.
Brother Gary here, in your middle-aged, I wouldn't say it's a crisis necessarily, but you're soul-searching in middle age. You decided that by 55 you'd want to live somewhere else in the world, and you chose Portugal to do that. You had a bit of a head start with your older brother leading the way.
I'm younger.
3 months kids.
How has it been for you? Has it been the right choice for you?
It's been a revelation. I mean, where I've moved has kind of fulfilled more than that need of challenge. It's developed part of me it's been wanting for such a long time. You know, the spiritual part of me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can walk out into oak forest within a few minutes from where I live. It's a beautiful seclusion. I can be bathed in warm sunlight, and this area where we are now is bathed in so much history, culture, religion, spirituality. If you look at the Templar symbols, it's all there. You know, the cross, the circle, the pentagon. It's all contained within that sort of
Fabulous history.
and it's special. It is a special region. It seeps into the areas around it. You can almost feel it.
Yes.
And you can kind of draw from that, and it's beautiful.
So you kind of birthed your spiritual side.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Did you expect that? Your brother?
For him to birth his spiritual side.
Did you see
Well,
that coming?
that would be a sight and a half. But no, he's always been very spiritual.
Right.
I've always been a bit more, I don't want to say dynamic.
Practical.
Yeah, because that's unkind, isn't it?
I don't want to say better, but
No, I've always wanted, I still work here. I love working. I'm never ever.
well, that's an interesting point. We've not, you've retired. You're still working, right?
yeah.
And you're finding it an appropriate backdrop for that.
Of course, because you've got time, your pace of life, your costs are less.
Yeah.
So there's less pressure, so you can get the thing right. If you're developing something, an idea, a service, a product, you have time here because your costs are less. So, your accommodation, your food, your transport, which all helps if you're trying to prepare something for the future, to get a footing to kind of move on.
Which clearly you've done.
Yeah. Because I'm looking up at that, and I'm looking at,
He's a fine, understanding gentleman. That's what it is.
he's a fine, understanding gentleman. Is it a phallus? Are we talking about a phallus? Is that the, are we? Is it a phallus? Or is it,
It's a
I
column.
don't know, I don't really know what it is. I'm just confused. I'm confused of
But
Birmingham.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
nice, yeah.
Very nice statue, yes.
Beautiful.
But I hate him because he's got better gear than me.
Yeah, he's got a big shield as well.
He's
We
got a
haven't
big
got
shield,
one,
but he hasn't got
I feel a bit vulnerable now.
the cold mace of justice. And if he had that, then he'd have something.